Rising up, for the joke is on them.
The globalists have signed the North American Union Pact. We are going into it. And joining us from the Fox News studios, a very busy man, is Patrick Buchanan, Patrick J. Buchanan, with a new book, State of Emergency. He, of course, a few years ago wrote The Death of the West, and we may already be dead, ladies and gentlemen. Pat Buchanan, thanks for coming on with us.
Well, thank you very much, Alex, for having me.
Tell us, sir, why you decided to write a second book on this subject and break down the new developments that have happened and explain to us how this is the state of emergency, the Third World War, the Third World invasion, and the conquest of America.
Welcome back to Crossfire. Our guest is the new chairman, recently named chairman of the John Birch Society. Some of your predecessor believed that the PTA was too left-wing.
Limited government and free enterprise and biblical values of morality.
I believe in all those, but I don't believe there's a
conspiracy. He'd make a lousy candidate.
Tom, you know,
as a matter
of fact, a member of the conspiracy. He's a member of the press.
Let me ask you, he's used, now Mr. Braden's used for the 47th time the term conspiracy. Now let me ask you seriously, when you use people like Casey, who is on the Council on Foreign Relations, David Rockefeller's Trilateral Commission, what do you mean, or do you mean, is that your term, the term conspiracy?
The globalists have signed the North American Union Pact. We are going into it. And joining us from the Fox News.
Let me tell you something. I talked to a guy today who knows, and he was with Tancredo, and it's not bad. He said, keep your eye for number 3 on Ron Paul.
I believe that.
Paul shows 4 points behind right there, right?
Ron Paul is tied with Fred Thompson.
He said they got people from all over the country. They're coming in. They're standing on street corners. He said some of them, because it's same-day registration, are going to the caucuses. And they can come into the state and do it. He says some of them are doing that. Now, I said, are you sure you can do that? And he said, yeah, I think they can. But he said they're all over the state. The guy's working. He's never seen such energy and fire. I'll tell you what, I will bet Ron Paul beats 2 of the former big 3.
There's no question about it.
He's going to knock him. You know what isn't an outrage? That Fox News, they're not going to allow him in the debate in New Hampshire. Suppose he beats Fred Thompson here and beats Giuliani, and then they keep him out of the debate in New Hampshire?
This is a man who raised more money in one day than anybody in the history of American politics.
He's a phenomenon in the campaign. Maybe he's not going to win it, but he belongs on the stage.
Of course,
and frankly, if he does well here in Iowa, I predict they'll have to open up.
Keeping Ron Paul off the air is just another way to increase his popularity.
He's raising more money than even the establishment candidates. He's getting 70+% of the military donations. And if they weren't running this hoax that he couldn't win, he would be the undisputed front runner.
When you see them demonizing people like Ron Paul, myself, and others, you know it is a COINTELPRO operation.
McCain isn't dead yet, and of course, Ron Paul continued to get no respect at all. Joining us now to confirm or destroy these perceptions, former presidential candidate and MSNBC political analyst Pat Buchanan. Welcome, Pat.
How you doing, Tucker? I don't agree with the marking system, though. To me, Ron Paul won that debate last night. I mean, he won in the poll. He came out with 33%, twice what anybody else got. He's got a tremendous constituency, and they're using him as a foil, which is to his advantage.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order.
Anybody they want to do, and they could have peace if they just stop the missile attacks. They haven't yet.
You know, that makes you wonder. That makes you wonder why the Israelis had a hand in creating Hamas. Why the Israelis had a hand in creating Hamas.
You know, Hamas. If you look at the history, you'll find out that Hamas was encouraged and really started by Israel. That Hamas was encouraged and really started by Israel.
The only civilized country in the Middle East, surrounded by a bunch of maniacs who want to
hold on, this is all crazy here. Are you saying I'm lying about Israel having nukes? I can't do this with you, okay? I mean, I can't be in this delusional world with you. I can't do it anymore. All right, brother? I can't live in an imaginary world anymore. I won't do it. And that's why Israel's lost so much credibility, is calling former presidents and calling anybody that's against attacking Iran an anti-Semite.
The FCC coming to town and trying to shut down our local micro broadcaster. Be it the National Highway and Traffic Safety Administration coming to town and trying to shut down and train the police officers to do blood withdrawals. Be it the BATF now coming to town and shutting us down and trying to shut down gun shows, ladies and gentlemen. We're no longer going to stand for it.
Right.
Stand for the Second Amendment.
Yes.
We got a lot of speakers lined up for you today, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of people are going to speak about the Second Amendment and what you can do in order to ensure that the Second Amendment is no longer violated here in the city of Austin. We got Alex Jones here, folks.
I didn't notice. And every time I go to a big city and see provocateurs, I've seen it in Austin. Daddy, it's the Second and First Amendment. Get the hell out of my face.
You're not part of the team. You're not part of the team.
I will say the weird amalgamated things that are truthful but aren't. See what I'm saying? Okay, I do not fear death. I fear my great-great-great-great-grandchildren not being, literally living on a Mars base and living to be 500 years old and unlocking the secrets of the universe. See, now I'm going to start getting into it. It's just it's so huge to even grasp it. We're going to be okay because even if we go into a depression, we have a big enough audience to where if I ever have to come to you and say, the IRS has locked up our bank accounts, or they've locked them all up, as you know. If it comes to that, people better get me some wired money or some money orders or some gold and silver right now. And I'm just going to beg for more money here and try to sling more videos and promote things.